Hello everyone, welcome to the Witching Hour. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give it a like and drop a comment down below. Today I'll be recapping and giving my thoughts on House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 3, Second of His Name. It is, in my opinion, the best of the 3 episodes that have aired so far. The slow burn from the last episode definitely paid off. I can't think of anything that I would really change with this episode. It's the first episode that at the end I was like, it's already over? Let's dive a little deeper into the episode. If you have not seen it, you should probably watch it and come back after. For a little context, this episode starts approximately 3 years from the last one. I feel like they are rushing through at warp speed, and I hope it doesn't end up biting our asses in the end. The show opens in the Stepstones with the crab feeder torturing a soldier from Team Daemon and Lord Corlys. The soldier is cursing at the crab feeder. Out of nowhere comes Daemon on Caraxes. The soldier begins to yell in relief to Daemon. He screams out, "Save me!" And then he's squished by Caraxes' big ass claw. Caraxes is burning people alive, and Daemon calls out to the crab feeder, but he retreats into the cave system. Daemon gets shot by an arrow in the shoulder, but obviously he isn't fatally wounded. We then cross back to Westeros, where almost everyone is fawning over Prince Aegon and preparing for a hunting party in honor of Prince Aegon's name day. So Prince Aegon is 2, and Queen Alicent is very preggers in this episode. Sir Otto and Lord Hobart Hightower conspire to get Prince Aegon named as King Viserys' heir to the throne in place of Princess Rhaenyra. Tywin Lannister brings word to the king that the war Daemon and Corlys started with the crab feeder is not going well. King Viserys does not want to discuss the matter, so he goes to talk to Lord Strong, but Tywin doesn't initially take the hint and interrupts them. King Viserys is visibly irritated and keeps asking after Princess Rhaenyra, who has grown very distant over the past 3 years. Time has not healed the sense of betrayal felt due to the union of King Viserys and Alicent. Princess Rhaenyra is hanging out under a weirwood tree, listening to a bard named Samwell. She's making him play the same song over and over. Alicent comes looking for Rhaenyra. The best way I can explain their interaction is a pissing contest. Eventually, they all head out in a carriage as one big, happy family towards the hunting party. Princess Rhaenyra makes it painfully obvious that she is not keen to be there and hates the entire arrangement. They arrive at camp, and the king and Prince Aegon get their applause while Rhaenyra sits in the carriage pouting. A few women sit with Alicent talking like little old biddies, gossiping about war, men, and the rumors of the kingdom. Princess Rhaenyra comes into the scene and gets easily annoyed and leaves. When she takes her break outside, she meets Lord Jason Lannister. He's Tywin's twin. He's also obnoxious and conceited. It's during this interaction that she learns of her father's plan to marry her off. She storms back into the tent to give King Viserys a piece of her mind. But he reminds her that part of her royal duties is to marry and procreate. Let's face it, you can't have a royal line without babies. Sir Otto Hightower sees the argument and interrupts to tell the king that a rare white hart, aka a stag, has been sighted. A very pissed off Princess Rhaenyra storms off, hops on her horse, and takes off. Sir Criston Cole chases after her. He catches up to her and they spend a little bonding time. He reminds Princess Rhaenyra that there are many people in the realm that would love to have her problems. She has a poor pitiful me moment and basically says that that's because they don't know what her problems are. Which in all fairness, that's the kind of lack of self-awareness we see every day, because she never stops to think of what those people with lower station, what their problems might be. The hunting party continues to try and track the White Hart. King Viserys is not into it at all and spends most of the day getting sloppy drunk. While he's getting sloppy drunk, Lord Jason Lannister brings him a weapon that he hopes the king might slay the White Hart with. He also discusses marrying Princess Rhaenyra and the line of succession, which pisses off King Viserys, and he basically thanks him for the gift, gives him a warning about rebellion, and then sends him on his merry way. Sir Otto is not doing a good job of reading the room, and he talks to the king about the heart. But he's really just using this as an excuse to discuss Rhaenyra marrying Lord Jason. When he realizes the king is not receptive to that, he makes what the king thinks is a ridiculous suggestion of being promised to Prince Aegon. The king becomes annoyed with the fact that his hunt has turned into a summit of politics, and Sir Otto takes the hint and leaves. Lord Strong gives an update on the search for Princess Rhaenyra and also gives his opinion about what the king should do as far as the betrothal for Princess Rhaenyra. He suggests that she be betrothed to Lord Laenor Velaryon, Lord Corlys's and Rhaenys son. His reasoning is definitely sound, since the rift between the king and Lord Corlys got bigger after the king refused his proposal to Lady Laena and married Alicent Hightower instead. The king gets tired of it all and stumbles off. Sir Criston Cole and Princess Rhaenyra are cozied up to a campfire. He's trying, without success, to get her to go back when they hear some noises. Sir Criston goes to investigate and gets tossed about by a boar, which then goes after Princess Rhaenyra. Sir Criston is able to stab the boar before it can kill the princess. And like a moment out of horror movies, the boar raises up and Princess Rhaenyra goes apeshit on it, killing it in the process. Meanwhile, a very drunken king stands by the fire and contemplates life as his wife walks up and talks to him. He's having second thoughts about the line of succession, but he's having trouble figuring it out. The next morning, he rides out to where they have captured a hart. It's not the rare white hart that was supposed to be a big sign related to little Prince Aegon, but it's a hart nonetheless. A very hungover King Viserys slays the hart in the most unethical means possible, but he gets a round of applause anyway, because, he's the king. It's just once again showing his weakness. Princess Rhaenyra and Sir Criston are looking across the landscape. They see the white hart, but rather than kill it, Princess Rhaenyra instructs Sir Criston to leave it be. She goes back to the camp bloodied, with a boar in tow, and some look at her with concern, some with disgust, and some with respect, but she doesn't really care. She has definitely sent a message that she's not the one to be messed with. They all return to King's Landing, where the conspiring of Otto Hightower continues. He sends his daughter to the king to make sure Aegon is named the heir to the king. She half-heartedly tries to reject his request, but eventually caves. She goes to King Viserys to talk to him about it, but is distracted by a letter from the Stepstones requesting aid. The letter was not sent by Lord Corlys or Daemon, but by Lord Corlys's brother, Sir Vaemon Velaryon. She encourages him to send aid, which he eventually comes to agree with. The following morning, he sends word that he will send aid to the Stepstone. Rhaenyra comes in, and they have a bit of a squabble, but after, he tells her that she needs to marry, but she is free to pick the mate that she wishes to marry. He also tells her that he is not going to change her title as the heir, although I don't think the queen is aware of this, because last she knew, he was struggling with this decision. Things are looking pretty grim at the Stepstones. The crab feeder is getting the best of Daemon and Lord Corlys because of his strategic positioning. They are discussing options when the letter is received from King Viserys, which sends Daemon into a rage. He beats the living daylights out of the messenger. Guess he never heard the term, "don't shoot the messenger." But even though it's out of spite, it gives Daemon the motivation to use himself as bait. He goes to the crab feeder, white flag in hand, appearing to surrender his sword, and however unlikely that would be, the crab feeder falls for the ruse, and the enemy is drawn out of the cave. One final battle starts, with Daemon single-handedly killing what looked like half of the enemy, and then men on foot come in as backup, and Lord Laenor rides in on a dragon. In the chaos, Daemon sees the crab feeder trying to escape into the cave system as his own men are getting massacred on the beach. Daemon follows him and returns with a dead body, well, the top fourth of a dead body. He ends up standing, blood-covered and triumphant, and it's that very moment that my disdain for Daemon softened. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but I was digging it. If the series continues at this level, I'm here for it. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Have a great day.